Hi friends, the temperature is finally warming up and I'm here to help you get ready for all things spring on today's show. I know you're looking for more natural and frugal ways to keep your home clean, so I'll show you how to make some homemade DIY cleaners and teach you some of my favorite cleaning techniques. I'll also take you around town to highlight some of the most unique local attractions that are ready to help you celebrate and host your next special event. I've also invited the creators of my daughter's favorite treat, Nashville Spring Boba tea, to help teach us their famous recipe. And finally, I have the privilege of introducing you to an incredible young woman whose life ended too early and share how you can help honor her memory through a Kendra Scott Scholarship Fund. So get ready to let your light shine with me because this is the Sami Cone Show.
From the NewsChannel 5 Network, this is the Sami Cone Show.
With spring, you know we want to talk about spring cleaning, but it's important to do things that are as natural as possible. We really want to try to get rid of the chemicals and bring in freshness in every way possible. So I'm showing you how to do that with things you likely already have around your house, in your pantry, even in your fridge. And I'm going to talk you through some of the most basic cleaners, plus some of my favorite cleaning techniques. So let's get started. What do you need? Some of the things you're going to want to look for, like I said, are in your pantry, maybe in your laundry room. I want you to grab things like baking soda. You can even use borax or the Fels naphtha if you want to make your own homemade washing detergent. Things like the rubbing alcohol and hydrogen peroxide are great alternatives to bleach. If you watched the show previously, you know that I've taught you how to make homemade sanitizing gel and things like that, so we can link to that on the website. We're not going to do that today because what I really want to do is to help you embrace the power of citrus. That's right, citrus. So if you have some lemons and limes, even oranges, even apples around the house, you're going to be able to have some powerful cleaners. Now, what do I mean by that? I want you to take your lemons, okay? So you're going to take a lemon, and just by cutting this lemon in half, you can do some pretty amazing things with it. So if you know my morning routine, I start off with a half of lemon in warm water with some aloe vera juice every single morning. I don't want to waste that. So what you can do with that other half of lemon, you could sprinkle some salt on it. It makes a great abrasive scrub for your sink, for your countertops. You could even use that to clean copper or brass, just give it a little polish. But what I do after I squeeze this, if I'm using it for my morning water, I then take those juiced lemons and I put them in a large mason jar like this, okay? And it's filled with just some vinegar. So you're going to take a cup or two of vinegar, put your squeezed out lemon rinds in there, and let this sit in a dark, cool place for about 2 weeks, and you're going to have lemon vinegar. You're basically getting all the power of the essential oils that are in the lemon, and then you can use this as a cleaner or use it as a base for other cleaners. So for example, you can take a bottle like this. You can go to the dollar store, you can go on Amazon and just get one of these homemade bottles. You're going to put some water in it, about a cup of water, and then some of that lemon vinegar that I talked about. So we'll do this here. And then as we do this into our bottle, again, you're killing two birds with one stone. You're going to do about 2 tablespoons of that. And then you can always add some other essential oils. And again, I'm keeping the citrus theme where I've got lime, orange, grapefruit, even tangerine essential oils. And you can, if you want to supplement that scent, you can just put a few more essential oils in here. Again, anywhere between 2 drops to 5 drops. And then, if you want to keep it as a glass cleaner, you could just add a little bit of your rubbing alcohol to this. And really, it's that simple. If you wanted to make more of a multi-purpose cleaner, then what you're going to do is add a little bit of a soap. I like a Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. And that's really all there is to it. So we're going to take this, and you just give it a little shake. And we keep this in the kitchen. We use this for our bathroom. It's a great natural cleaner. Now, if you want to do something a little more heavy duty, you can take some of your baking soda, mix that with the lemon juice, a little bit of salt, and that makes a nice paste that you can use to clean your grout and your tile. And then what I really started doing is using this steam cleaner here that I got for under $40 at Amazon. Okay, and this is really going to help if you, again, if you have grout or some other areas that you want to deep clean, just use a cleaner, like a steamer like this, and you're going to be able to knock out some of that grit and grime that is harder to get. So really, you're seeing a whole bunch of things here. I'm going to have all of these recipes on my website on samicone.com, but I want you to embrace what you have and, more importantly, make use of the things that you're already doing. So if you have lemons, limes, again, you could even just soak them in a pot. If you've got a grimy pot, just boil them. Go ahead and boil your lemon or your lime in there, especially the peels or the rinds, for about 30 seconds. Let that sit for 15 minutes to cool a little bit, and that becomes a powerful cleaner as well. Use those peels to wipe down your sink. All of that is going to be a natural grease reducer, and so you're doing double duty. So I just hope that you will embrace some of these tips, try them out today, do double duty, and make sure that you're keeping your home as clean and natural as possible. Thanks for following along. Again, samicone.com for all of these cleaning recipes, links to my favorite cleaners, and so much more to help you keep your home frugal and fresh. If you're looking for flexible and local spaces to meet, gather, and celebrate, allow me to introduce you to 4 unique venues in Nashville. Whatever your gathering needs are, Gaylord Opryland's Attractions has something for you. From outdoor to indoor, everything in between. We're here to tell you just what's so special about some of these unique locations in and around Nashville. I'm joined by General Manager of the Wild Horse Saloon, Brian Schaefer. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you, Sammy.
Let's start with some of these outdoor attractions, such as Gaylord Springs Golf Links. I've been there to play golf, but there's actually some amazing venues that you can book there for your special events and meetings.
Absolutely. Breathtaking, scenic views of the fairways. There is a wonderful pavilion on the first hole, and there's indoor event space that offers everything from corporate events to wedding ceremonies, rehearsal dinners. Gaylord Springs has the ability to cater to all of those needs.
Gaylord Springs has flexible function space for up to 500 people and offers complimentary parking. Breathtaking natural surroundings and award-winning services makes Gaylord Springs the ideal setting for events up to 1,000 people. Speaking of outdoors, I don't know if there's anything more majestic than rolling down the Cumberland River in a steamboat. The General Jackson steamboat is hitting the water again and can actually come right outside of Wild Horse Saloon. Isn't that right?
Breathtaking views. Some of the best entertainment that you are going to find in Nashville is on the stage at the General Jackson. In addition to that, the food and beverage offerings are phenomenal.
The General Jackson Showboat offers private space for parties up to approximately 100 guests. The Heritage Hall is a beautiful room with its own bar and adjacent private deck. The entire boat can be chartered for up to 1,000 guests. Speaking of partying at the Wild Horse Saloon, what can people expect to see that maybe if they haven't been here in a while is new and exciting?
The Wild Horse recently went through a pretty significant renovation, so if you haven't been to the Wild Horse in several years, come back and visit us. Wild Horse is the family-friendly center in Nashville. The Wild Horse actually features the largest dance floor in town, and right now we have socially distanced line dance lessons that we do throughout the day. We also have free play games, pool tables, shuffleboard, foosball.
There's also something really unique about the dance floor that I noticed. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. Right now we are socially distanced on our dance floor, which we have the only approved dance floor at the moment in downtown Nashville. The Wild Horse does really well with large corporate events. We're the largest venue of its kind downtown. We're a restaurant, we're a bar, we're a concert venue, all under one roof. 66,000 square feet, 3 stories.
We're in somewhere special right now. We're standing in the midst of 114 at Wild Horse Saloon. This used to be a residence?
That's correct. It used to be a residence, built in 1875, post-Civil War. Absolutely stunning scenery, exposed natural brick, the original hardwood floors. We have sweeping views of the Cumberland River, and one of the coolest features of the space is on our first floor. We have a handcrafted boardroom table in what we call the vault room.
I may or may not have done some sneaking around, and thankfully I didn't get locked in there, but one of the things I did see were these unique access doors from 114 to the Wild Horse.
You can have a private event, you can have your dinner, you can have your wedding reception on the third floor of 114 in this magnificent space. And then when the party is ready to really crank up and get going, you can walk right over into the Wild Horse and you're in full party mode.
We're famous for food here in Nashville. Gaylord is no exception. What can we expect to eat here at the Wild Horse?
It's Southern gourmet, lots of barbecue on the menu, pulled pork, brisket, burgers. If you've never had fried pickles, you have to try them at the world famous Wild Horse Saloon.
There's a lot of safety protocols I've noticed that have been enacted. Can you tell us about a few of those?
In addition to local health ordinances, Gaylord Opryland and Attractions has a commitment to clean, which features enhanced cleaning protocols, face masks worn by all employees, social distancing protocols, and touchless experiences throughout our venues.
There's really no reason for people not to make up for some of those missed celebrations. Whether it's outdoor or indoor, there's so many things that you've really introduced us to. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Tammy.
I've given you just a small glimpse of how Gaylord Opryland's attractions can meet all your gathering needs, from indoor to outdoor, formal to informal, downtown to rolling on the river. Now you can see how you can gather safely and have fun. You know where to find me. If you haven't heard of the Boba trend yet, then you obviously don't have a teenager living at your house. But don't worry, I'm here to solve that for you today. I'm joined by my friend Ken Vo of Bond Me and Roll Plus here in Nashville. Welcome, Ken.
Hi. How are you, Sam?
I'm really good, thank you. So my daughter is obsessed with boba tea, and I've really gotten to learn so much of it just through coming to your establishment, because you do things really differently. Before we get started with this recipe, can you tell us about what separates your teas from some of the others we might find around town?
All right, so what separates us with the other restaurant in town or boba joint in town is that we use fresh and all homemade ingredients. Yeah. We would say no with powders or any additives or artificial flavors.
That's great.
So right here we have the Nashville Spring, which would be a all non-caffeine fruit tea.
Okay, so let's start making it. So basically boba tea it's a fruit tea, right? And it's got the tapioca pearl. So we're going to talk us through each of the elements, because like I said, this is a huge thing. It's all my daughter wants to do with her friends. Can I go get boba? Can I have boba? I'm obsessed with it as well. She's kind of jealous that I like it too. She thought it was just her thing. But talk to us about the base. You start with the peach tea?
Yes.
Okay.
So the base right here, that's the peach tea. We would use a organic blend.
Okay.
Then top it off with the orange juice. And then, of course, we have a fresh strawberry muddle here.
Okay.
And we also have, this is strawberry jam and simple syrup.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. There won't be any boba on this tea. Because the fact that it's a fruit tea, with the boba tradition, there normally be a milk tea.
Okay.
That's what started out.
Interesting.
Or straight tea.
Okay.
But they get creative, and recipe has been going on all over the world.
Okay.
So
let's start. Yeah. So we can, obviously it's great when they can go to Bond Me and Roll Plus to get it, but you started by muddling some strawberries in the bottom of the shaker, and really you can just take a spoon if you don't have a muddler. Or, okay, and then what goes on top of that?
Okay, so next up we would put on.
And these are all things most of us can get easily, right?
Yes.
So that's just strawberry jam.
This is just strawberry jam.
Okay.
Use the one you have, or
about a
buy
tablespoon.
a fancy one.
Looks like,
about a tablespoon.
Okay.
And then this is about 15 milliliter of simple syrup.
Simple syrup. So basically a sugar and water blend, right? That you kind of boil down and okay.
And then you would add about 200 milliliter of the peach tea.
Peach tea. So you've brewed peach tea, and that's non-caffeinated, correct?
Correct.
Because we also love your Four Seasons tea, but you said that has a different base to it.
Yes, that one has a jasmine tea, which is a green tea base.
Gotcha.
All right, and then 100 milliliter of orange juice.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Like, look how pretty it is already just by doing that. Okay.
And all that, just add ice.
Ice, okay. Now, when you're at the restaurant, you have a special machine that does this for you, but I'm very excited to know we don't have to go invest in that.
Correct. So the machine is just a mechanical system that helps you keep the consistency of the drinks. Now, if you're at home, just use a good old shaker.
Okay.
It'll be fine. We would recommend using the plastic one that has the measurement on it, so you don't have to juggling around with a bunch of jiggers.
That makes sense.
All right, and then just give it a good shake.
Shake it up.
And then all you do is just pour it out.
Okay. Okay. And does some of the fresh fruit go in that as well then?
Yes.
Okay.
So the fresh fruit actually act as the topping, like the boba.
Okay.
Yep.
So while you do that, the thing that I really love too about your all's, I say restaurant, it's so much more, right? There's a restaurant, there's a bar, there's a nail salon. My daughter and I just went yesterday and had our nails done. Just the air circulation, everything there. I mean, you say fresh, homemade, natural for the teas. The food, my daughter's a vegetarian. She says your tofu is the best in town. I don't know what the spices are that you use or what it is, but it's amazing.
All right, yeah. Well, the tofu that we have, that's a recipe that we've been developed through the years that we're running our food truck. So the restaurant actually started out as a food truck called Banh Mi and Roll Factory.
Okay.
And it started back in 2015. But then, you know, we've seen so much potential.
Yeah.
We have a good amount of followers that begging us to have, hey, let's open a location where they can find us.
Yes.
You know, instead of, hey, where are you at today?
Yeah.
Where would you be at today? You know, that's why we come up with that idea.
Well, we are running out of time, but it is, I mean, this is just a sampling. You can look on screen too to see some of the other amazing offerings at Banh Mi and Roll Plus. This is the Nashville Spring Tea.
Yes.
You know you'll find us there soon. Ken, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Can't wait to dig in. I love when we get to share about great people, and even more so when I get to tell you how you can help in their legacy as well. I'm joined today by Pam Pearson. Hi, Pam.
Hi.
You're going to share a little bit about your daughter, Haley Sue, and an event that's happening at Kendra Scott in Nashville this weekend. But can you just start by telling us, I mean, as a mom, I'm a mom, we all think our daughters are so special. Can you tell us about what made Haley Sue just this bright light?
Yeah. I mean, I believe every daughter is special to their moms, and Haley was no different than that. She was just so passionate about life and about loving people. She loved her family, she loved her faith, she loved her friends, and anything that she was involved in, she was just so very passionate about it. And that's just who she was. And it's what she embodied all the time.
Yeah, from the little I've gotten to know you and gotten to know her story, I mean, that's so evident. Her life was taken tragically too soon. Can you just tell, I mean, even in that, she was helping others. Can you tell us just what happened a little bit?
I mean, I think any kid that leaves Earth before their parents, whether you're 25 or 45, it's too soon.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, she was going to help someone, and that's just who she was. It wouldn't matter if she knew you really well or she didn't really know you at all. If somebody called and asked her to help, she would go help, and that's what she did that night.
Yeah. What was that like for you as a family too? I mean, obviously she learned this from somewhere. Was that just something that you as a family just embodied? Was that spirit of helping when others went in need?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we try to instill in all of our children, is that, you know, you're supposed to. That's what we're here on earth to do, is to help one another. And so, yeah, I think that she learned that at a young age, and she just took it and ran with it, and to the point that she would help anyone at any time. It didn't matter.
It's remarkable. It's evidence in the fact that people are still talking about her legacy and want to continue her legacy, and we're going to do that through a special scholarship fund. We'll talk more about the event and how people can help in a second, but why this scholarship fund in particular? Who do you hope that it inspires?
Well, I mean, Haley had a motto of, you know, she wanted to change the world. She truly wanted to change, and she, I mean, she coached girls and females, and she was just really, really involved in that. And so I think we just wanted to continue her spirit and her legacy in helping someone. And so we chose to do a scholarship for a female, that will help them maybe be able to change the world. And so that's what our hope is.
It's so beautiful. We're talking about being the light. So this weekend at Kendra Scott, Friday and Saturday, you can actually go shop in person. There's an online event. People can actually meet you and part of your family Saturday from 4 to 7 at the Kendra Scott in Green Hills. I know you all know how much I love Kendra Scott, not only for their beautiful jewelry, but because they do these give back events all the time. We have a few of the pieces here in studio with us. Can you tell us about why you chose these pieces for the Haley collection, and even some of the engravable pieces, what they say?
Yeah, so they had reached out to us because Kendra Scott has been amazing, and so they asked my youngest daughter and I to design some things. So we did. We used her birthstone, and we used words that she believed in, and one of them was love and laughter, because that's what she embodied, and then change the world, because that's what she wanted to do. And so we tried to pick pieces that we thought, people that I know as well as people that Haley know and Hadley would enjoy it. So we tried to pick different pieces.
Well, they're absolutely beautiful, but really any of the pieces will benefit the Haley Sue Pearson Scholarship Fund. Again, that's going to be happening this weekend at the Kendra Scott in Green Hills. You can shop online the 12th and the 13th of March, or you can call to order. 20% of all the shopping will go to benefit the Scholarship Fund. Thank you so much for being here and sharing the light about Haley. I really appreciate it, Pam.
Thank you.
Hope to see you there this weekend. Before I go, I need you to know that you are valued. Last week, my daughter's AP Lang teacher asked all the parents to write a letter to our child. The class had been analyzing different letters all week, and on Friday, we got to surprise them with these very personal tributes. She didn't give us much instruction. It could be a lesson we wanted to impart, encouragement to share, or really anything in between. As a writer, I share a lot of words with my kids and frequently write them notes, but this task seemed daunting for some reason. Yet, as I prayed, asking God for wisdom before I sat down to write, one phrase kept repeating itself in my mind: you are valued. I could tell my daughter how beautiful, smart, and talented she is, and I did tell her all of those things, but none of it matters if she doesn't fundamentally grasp how valued and valuable she is, not only in my eyes, but in the eyes of her Heavenly Father as well. I've always loved Zephaniah 3:17, which says, "The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing." If you've heard nothing else I've said today, hear these words that I originally penned for my precious daughter. Never let anyone tell you that you are not worthy, that you cannot do something, or that you do not have a seat at the table. Be confident, make a place for yourself, and speak up for what you believe. You are valued simply because you are you. Friends, what a sweet show this has been. I want to thank each of my guests for taking the time to share their heart and expertise with us. And of course, this show would not be what it is without each of you showing up to join in the conversation. I hope you have a great day. Make sure you make it great, and do not wait to tell someone you love how you feel about them. Bye, friends.